One of your goals for 2025 is to upgrade your finances, and you're finally going to make that budget and get it going. But most people fail here, and I failed here a lot because you usually try to build your monthly budget before you have your monthly money. And so, how do you spend money that you don't have? How do you budget for money that you don't have yet? So, today I'm going to show you a budget spreadsheet that I've slowly been working on for years that's been really helpful, and I'll give you access to it as well. So first thing to think about is the mistake that I always made was here's how much money you're gonna have for the month, so here's your budget for the month. Problem is you don't start the month with that much money, you don't end the month with that much money. So what you want to do is budget every time you get paid. So I got the spreadsheet already made for you here. What you would do is you want to take all of your pay dates. So unless you're a contractor, entrepreneur, self-employed, if you have a regular job, part-time or full-time, you probably get paid regularly, bi-weekly, weekly, monthly. You know what that rhythm is. It's not a surprise when you get paid. So take those dates and fill them out. So for example, if you first time you get paid in January is going to be January 8th, put January 8th there. I've actually built it, so it'll already set this up. And then maybe you get paid again 2 weeks later. That's January 22nd. You can put that there, so on and so forth. There's a rhythm. Now, if it's just you and that's the pattern, you can actually just drag this down and it's going to just do that for the rest of the year. Cool. Now, if maybe you're married and your spouse works as well and they get paid and it's different dates than you, then you can calculate there. So, for example, maybe they only get paid once a month and it's the last day of the month. Then you could put that in there as well. And you want to keep that pattern going. So the key thing here is to not get caught off guard. We often are like, oh, when do I get paid? I didn't realize the money came in and it went. You want to be on top of that. You want to be in control of your money. So pre-plan all those. If you're not sure or you're like, how do I make this work? Just tell ChatGPT something like, I get paid bi-weekly starting, I'm just going to throw in a date here, January 10th. My spouse gets paid the first of every month. Make a 1-column sheet listing our pay dates for 2026. Very simple. And then it's going to list those out for us because it understands you put in the right prompt, and it's going to make me something I can just copy and paste straight in. So I can take these, copy it, paste that here. And now I'm good to go. I might need to change the formatting, but otherwise these dates are correct. So that's step one. Now, of course, you can change this. You might change jobs. Something might happen, but it's good to plan ahead. So we've got this. You also want to be on top of your recurring expenses. You probably have monthly expenses, maybe annual expenses. What are things that you subscribe to? Whether that's your car insurance and your electric bill, when are those due? Also, things like Amazon Prime, Netflix, things that you subscribe to. So I used to get frustrated when I get surprised by these payments. So have them listed out so you know exactly when they're coming. You can put them in their calendar, put reminders, and I like to pay them ahead of time, not the day that it's due, because who knows if the money will still be there. You want to assign every dollar a place to go, otherwise it just kind of disappears. If you give money away, which I highly recommend, we give the first 10% of our money away. List out where you're giving it. Are you giving it to your church, your mosque, your synagogue, place of worship? Are you giving it to a nonprofit organization, to a charity? List that out, and then list out the birthdays for the coming year as well. So you don't want to be surprised by gifts. You want it to be a joy for you to give those gifts. And then I just have a few columns here for each payday. So every time payday comes, we're going to do the budget and do the finances. Like to keep some notes up here at the top. So any birthdays that are coming up, or doctor's appointments or expected expenses, you can list those here. So they're there like ahead of time. And then column here for your gross income as well as your net income. If you're not familiar with those terms, gross is the total amount you get paid. But again, a lot of stuff gets taken out. Taxes, Social Security, there's a lot that gets removed. So net is the amount that you actually end up with, which is often frustratingly lower. So I've left that in case you get paid at the same time. You've got both here. Maybe you've got some side gigs or other stuff going on, so you can always add more, but any other income that you've got, or maybe you just got a gift, you can put the gross and net here. The reason I put both is, one, it's good to keep track of both, but two, we give 10% off of our gross income. So what's given to us, we want to give away. So then at this point, I'm listing out any expenses that I have. So I'm just going to put an example here. Let's say you made $1,100 on this check, and your spouse made $1,300, and again, your not keeping everything, but we'll keep the numbers simple here. So I've typed these in and I've already got formulas in here, but now I know what that 10% is. So if you do give away 10% of your money, boom, you can just put that. And I've set this up so that every expense you put in is going to remove from the previous one. And so when I go ahead and pay that or make the exchange, I'm going to put the date. And so paid it on January 1st. And I'm going to slide down. If you're saving for college, maybe you got a college fund, you'll put that there. Maybe you want to start putting away for Christmas vacation for the next year. Maybe you want to put away $50 a check. You can put that into savings. And now you're going to start paying some bills. So let me reset all of these here. And I'm going to say, okay, how much is your rent and your mortgage? Now, that's going to vary a lot depending on where you are. But one thing to think about, especially if you have a mortgage, is splitting that up into 3 payments or for however many times you get paid per month. So instead of one lump sum once a month, maybe you pay a third of it every time you get paid. And then, especially if you're paying off a loan, you'll actually be paying more off of principal sooner. So that's a good little life hack, and then it doesn't feel like too much at once. And when I've actually paid it, maybe it's an online payment, I make a note to myself that I've paid that item. Food, we like to pull out cash, so take a third or whatever you'll need of food for that time frame. And then I just go through and I pay every single bill. This might not be due yet. So if it's not, I can leave that at 0, but otherwise I'm going to pay it. I'm going through and I'm listing out all of the items that I need to pay, and I'm getting my new total. And now the trick is when you get down here to your new total, you don't want to have money left over, because money left over that's unassigned tends to disappear. Now, it's okay to have money to spend on gifts and on going out to eat, going to Target, whatever, but plan for it. Otherwise, it'll disappear. So this is where you can come in and you can have sort of a discretionary funds or fund money or whatever. But as long as you plan for that, so when you spend it, you're not like, oh, I got to start all over. Like, no, you plan for that money. It's fine. So this spreadsheet is yours to use and tweak. What you would do is simply put your pay dates here on this left column, and then those will auto-populate here from left to right. And then each time you get paid, just come into that particular date frame and start filling it out and paying your bills. And that way, 1, you don't fall behind. 2, you can start realizing how much money's coming in and coming out and start to plan for what you're saving for and make those investments for the future. This has helped me take control of my money. You don't want your money to control you. And it also gives you that awareness of maybe I do need to make more money, or maybe I'm overspending or underspending in certain areas. So this has been a game changer. I'll link to it down in the description. If it's helpful, if there's something else like this I can provide for you, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and listening.